So, the caravan itself, it is just a bog standard static caravan. Not something I ever thought we would live in. But you know, quite frankly, I don't care. I really don't care. As long as the place that we live in, it is where we want to be. And there's just no substitute for this peace and quiet and privacy. People that know me know I love gardening and nature and birds and animals and having the dogs here. But having said that, we would like it to be a bit more substantial, I think. So we're going to clad it. I think will be the first job. And I've seen a few done and they do look pretty good. You add battens first, like a framework of battening, and then you can clad it in horizontal or vertical sort of shiplap type or tongue and groove or something similar. And in between that and the caravan you can put a layer of insulation, because like in the summer now it's like an oven in there, because it is just just a tin box basically, and in the winter it gets really cold. Whilst we've got the wood stove, and the previous owner informs us that it stays nice and toasty warm. And actually we're not the sort of people that particularly like hot, stuffy, central heated places. We've got central heating where we live, and we've hardly ever put it on, even in winter, and when and it's freezing cold, because we just don't really like it. So yeah, so it'll look more like a cabin than it does now. And we'll probably replace some of the windows, and we'll also add an insulated corrugated roof, because we want to put solar panels on there ultimately. So it needs something substantial to fix to. I think that'll probably be better. And then also those steps I hate. They're the wrong height, they're very short, so they're really awkward and they're quite dangerous to come up and down. So we're going to put a bigger, better, wider set of steps in here, and then we're going to have that door as the main front door. At the moment it isn't really, and I'll explain why. So we'll go up. This decking is okay, it's alright, we need a good power wash, but it's not rotten, so we can probably it just wants levelling up a little bit in places. And okay, so this is the door that pretty much everybody uses, and this is exactly as it was when we bought it. We haven't done anything because we're not living here yet, we're just sort of using it as a base when we come down here. So nice curtains. No, I didn't make them, thank you very much. But yeah, this living area, this caravan actually is, as far as static caravans go, a standard static caravan. This is the widest you can get. It's 12 foot wide, which is the size of a lot of living rooms. In fact, our living room at home, although it's longer, the area that we use to sit in, and with our telly and our wood stove at home, is exactly the same. So we're not really compromising on living space, that's for sure. What we intend to do is block that door off completely, and perhaps put a new window in here that's a bit longer sort of picture window across there, because it's so nice looking across the field. And then on the other side, we're just toying with the idea of moving the stove, which is a bit of a hassle, and it's a shame considering it's in and it's working, but it would be better over there where that gas heater is actually, and then block that window up and put some French doors in there, because I can't tell you the amount of times I've walked in out of the kitchen area and turned right thinking I can just walk straight out the back onto the deck. It feels wrong that I can't. There's no way out the back of this caravan anywhere. You have to go out the front here and then turn right and walk all the way around the deck, and it really frustrates me. So I think it would be much nicer rather than those two skinny windows, which you can't really see out of anyway. You don't really get much of a view, to be honest. You just get that big lump of grey slate in the middle. Put the stove off to the left and put a nice pair of French doors in there, so we've got more of a view and we can come and go in and out. I just think it'd be much nicer. So that's the plan in here, and then apart from that it's just a case of probably cladding the walls in here as well, like timber cladding, making it look less like a caravan. Getting rid of these lovely built-in cabinets and things. Oh, not nice. Anyway, that'll come, and I'm trying not to think about it, although it's hard to because we've got so much to do outside to get it prepared for winter as well. I can't be distracted. But anyway, and then we're going to put a wall across here and block this off into a separate kitchen and living room. I think having it open is not very practical because actually we both like our own space sometimes. I watch telly in one room, Steve can sit in another room, and one of us will be on our phone with noise going. So we just like it that way. So the idea is to put a wall across here with a door in it somewhere, and then we'll have a nice seating area here with the window. This here is the original caravan bathroom or shower room. There is no bath, which we're going to rip out completely. And actually taking that out is going to make quite a lot of space in here. So make this kitchen pretty big, you know. It's not insubstantial. And then it'll do away with this weird dog leg effect we've got going on here. Everything's on an angle here. And there's the bathroom. And then you'll notice that the floor is wet. And that's because there was a leak. And again, if you followed us on Instagram, you'll see that I discovered a leak here, this pipe. And I couldn't see it at first, but it was pouring out so much. It was pouring down this pipe. You couldn't see it because it was completely covering the pipe, if you know what I mean. It was pouring down there, and then of course it's been hitting the OSB down there and just soaking across. So it is actually starting to dry out now, I'm pleased to say. But it was covered in lino. So of course the more I pulled up the lino, the more I realised, oh God, it goes on. And it went into the bathroom, under all this stuff, into the bathroom, under there, up to the shower. And it is drying out. Like you can see there's a watermark there, but that's pretty dry there now. So it's starting to go. And our lovely neighbour, when he saw it, he went, oh, flipping heck. And he dashed off to his dad's and came back with that, which is a dehumidifier, which was just the nicest thing to do. So what they've been doing, very kindly, because we're not here all the time, we're only here a couple of days a week at the moment, is they've been coming in the morning, emptying it out, and then if it's a warm, blowy day, or a warm day like this, they've been opening up all the doors and leaving it all open, like we've got it now, because that's really the best way of drying it out. And then at night they come in, shut it all, put the dehumidifier on. And already I bet we've emptied, I don't know what it is in litres, but there's a container in the back, like half a washing up bowl, and I would say we've emptied 4. Although at one point he said I didn't think it was really having much effect, he said. And then I noticed, and then talk about bad luck, that that pipe down there was also leaking. So he was fighting against the tide, basically. He was sucking it up into the dehumidifier there, and then the toilet was leaking it back out into the floor. So he switched the water off. Anyway, I've since repaired that. It was a tiny little washer that had just perished. In fact, there's the remains of it. There, that little bugger. Anyway, the toilet constantly trickles now, but anyway, can't have everything. And anyway, when we go at night, we switch the water off just to be safe. But it'll get there, it'll dry out. And if it doesn't, we can just replace these boards. But I think it'll be fine. So then, bearing in mind that all this is going to go, I'm going to leave that open. And this, which is the old heating system that nobody uses because it costs an arm and a leg to use in gas and isn't particularly efficient. And like the previous owner just used little plug-in radiators when he needed an extra bit of warmth. Can you imagine that with the door shut, putting that on? It'll be warm in 20 minutes. So this is like the smaller of the bedrooms, but once we've removed this here, and we're going to build a corridor all the way down here, that's coming out. It's like an on-demand gas heater for the hot water. We're going to put that in the new cabin, so in this sort of utility room. So we'll leave all this completely clear right through. So we'll go into the kitchen and then across and through another door into the living room. And once we've done that, this room will be this much bigger. You know, quite a bit bigger. A third, I would say. In fact, no, half as big again. I think it will be. I mean, it's only a tiny room. But we're a tiny house living there. It's just got all the original fitted furniture, which I'm just going to leave in for now until we get to it and do it properly. There's no point ripping it out and then having nowhere to put anything. So, and then at the end here, this was originally 2 rooms, as you can see from that wall over there. It was 2 bedrooms, and the previous owner split it and made like one big bedroom. Not terribly well, I have to say, but you know. And then he had his bed over there, double bed. And then he had some office stuff here. But same thing applies. So this will have a corridor through here to a doorway at the end here into that new cabin. And we'll also actually have an outside door into that cabin as well. So when we come back with the dogs in the winter and they're all muddy and horrible, we don't have to come in through here and walk them down the corridor into the utility. We can go in straight in. I'm having a dog washing facility, which is what I've always wanted. So yeah, there we go. And the same thing applies in here really. We're just, you know, we'll do it when we get to it. But it feels quite nice and spacious, and it's enough for us. There's only 2 of us and the dogs, that's it. So, you know, we'll have a spare bedroom. We'll have a nice big bedroom. This will be out, so we'll have a decent sized kitchen, decent sized living room, utility, and a complete standard bathroom through there. I'll take you out actually and show you that cabin, because it is an absolute delight. Look at it. I mean, it's just rotten as hell. I came in here one day after it had been raining. Oh God, it's so hot in here as well. Oh. And there was water pouring out of there, just straight down onto the floor. That's what those buckets are. And then I came back at the end of the day. We'd been here doing some bits and bobs, and when I came back in, of course it had stopped raining, but the water just kept pouring. And that mop bucket was brimming over, so it had probably just been leaking over the top as well. This actually is a decent size as well. It's full of crap at the moment. Obviously, you can't really see much in the way of potential. But I can assure you that if we put a bathroom in here, sort of roughly halfway, I would say, I think it's 5 meters long. So it's not tiny, you know, from across here. That is bigger than our bathroom at home in our current house, which is a 4-bed bungalow. And this will be a bigger bathroom. But we can put in here a traditional bathroom with a bath, shower, walk-in shower, obviously a toilet and everything. We're plumbed into the mains, a septic tank in the field somewhere, don't know where. So, you know, we're good to go as far as that's concerned. And then where that window is, roughly there'll be a door. At the moment there's a gap between this cabin and the caravan, so we're going to sort of hitch it up a bit. And so you can walk between the two. And then we've got this lovely Heath Robinson arrangement of water header tanks. I'm not quite sure what was going on in the mind of the person that constructed that. I don't know what you even call it. It's just weird. It's just like he just kept finding bits of wood and nailed them on, no matter what. He didn't bother cutting them to size, just stuck them on. And then made another bit and then layered some bits up together and didn't put them level, and then had to put another bit anyway. Anyway, there's 2 tanks up there full of water, so we need to empty those. Must remember that. And then he kindly left us a chest freezer and a washing machine and another under-counter freezer. All work apparently, but we're going to bin it all and get nice new stuff as efficient as we can, so they work better ultimately with the solar panels. So there we go. And if the windows are a bit low in here, you'd also have a lovely view from the bathroom. And get rid of that horrible wood store. I think either having the door here probably would be alright, or perhaps up at this point, then it's where the other one is anyway, then we're not wasting more space by having access and throughways. But we'll come to that. I hope you can see our vision. It's ambitious, but I think we're already happy here, actually. I actually don't care. I don't care if we just moved in and it was like this. Considering what I've done for a living for the past 30 odd years, it's funny that it's come to this, but we're very comfortable here, and we won't have a mortgage, we won't have to answer to anybody. It will just be us living as we want, and I can continue to do the sewing videos, the curtain making videos, and I also have a lovely view to boot. So, hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoy our progress watching us, tackle all this work. We'll get there. Thank you. Goodbye.